All right, so first thing first, make sure you buy the content from session 7, right? If you have, then make sure you open it up. And in that folder, we have the agenda and then a whole bunch of stuff here. All right, so let me just open up the agenda. Um, so the first thing I want to do is for us to experience what we call a live survey that you can do. You've seen an example of it in the STEM Education Island from the previous students' projects. And then I will demo how to revise or change, edit a 3D virtual book, right, that we have, okay? And then we'll go into the Shark Tank activity. Okay, that's where we'll spend the bulk of it. Even if we can't get into create a live survey or survey collector, these are things that you have done in the past. All right, it's just changing what the purpose of what you're using it for is what we're going to go through here today. Okay, so let me close that. And so can you all make sure that you have bought the content? All right, and have the folder open, because the first thing I want you to do is look at this survey question 1 that I have on this big cube here. All right, so this is what we call our live survey um, box here. All right, it's essentially a slideshow, right? Instead of putting it on a flat panel, I've chosen to put it on a huge cube and on all the surfaces. All right, so you can all be standing on different sides of this humongous cube or humongous slideshow, all right, and be able to I know, Pocho, I only see a little red cloud too. It takes some time. It took some time for my avatar to also res. So as long as you can and type and see the things, that's what we'll do now. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in, and you should zoom in as well. Remember, hold on, Alt click, left click, and then you can zoom in using your controller. Oops, too much. Okay. So survey question 1, right? Should OpenSim be used for education? All right. So in the content you bought today, all right, there are 3 objects, right? One is called green card, red card, and yellow card. Do you guys see that in your folder for session 7 materials for 2018? Okay. So that will correspond. So this is like a manual 3D version of a clicker. All right, you know, guys, you know the clicker that you have in the classroom, right? So you can actually do a live poll. So we're doing a live poll here using kind of objects that you can manipulate with, right? So if you think your answer is no for this, again, this is not no right or wrong answer, just your opinion. Should OpenSim be used for education, right? So why don't you double click on the cards that corresponds with your response, and you will wear it in your hand, your left hand, and you will see what's your the response looking around. All right, yeah. So I see SRD has a yellow card, Mr. has a yellow card, and then let's see if everyone else has got a card held up. I'm going to put a yellow card for mine too. So you double click on the yellow card, it'll warn on the left hand. Okay. Let me close this up and let me pan around and see what everyone is wearing. Yeah, a lot of you are wearing yellow, and let's see who has got a. Kualani, you have a green card. Why don't you tell us why did you choose yes for this answer? Everyone else is using yellow, which is, you know, again, no right or wrong answer. And finally, Kailani, I can see your avatar. Kualani, why did you use your mic and tell us why did you choose yes for your answer?
Well, the question is, can it be used for education? And I think yes, because we're in a class in OpenSims.
Well, the question actually, should OpenSim be used for?
Oh, should. Sorry, I couldn't see it. Well, I think it should be used for education.
Right. And why do you think so? So far, based on your own personal experience?
Well, the immersive learning environment, I think, like, especially with the hallucination, what do you call it? One that we saw was really helpful.
Yeah, the virtual hallucination at UC Davis. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, let me just tap on Mr. Bears. Why did you choose sometimes? And you have your beer in hand too, huh? Very good.
I chose sometimes because kind of following the same train of thought. The schizophrenia simulation was a really good example of how it can really be effective. But then in some cases, maybe just for learning a few facts, it might be maybe not. I wouldn't say cost effective, but it might be more work than it's worth just to convey a little bit of information. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it depends how
Yep.
much, what kind of information you want to convey.
Good point. Yes, depends is a good answer there. All right, let's move on to question 2. OpenSim is acceptable as a sole delivery method for online courses. Yes, no, sometimes. Ooh, that's a loaded question. I forgot. Ty created this question, which is kind of different from my set of questions. So you can wear a different color card or keep to the same color card. I see a lot more red here. Okay, Rutien, why no?
I chose no because first off, I'm just thinking technical problems.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you need to also have a backup just in case the load time. Like we could see from Kriolani, or she was baking and it was taking her a while to actually access the course as solder delivery for online, so she can't actually participate right away. Um, but setting technical difficulties aside, um, I think um, there should be other ways, and she's still baking. Um, there should be other ways that students should be exposed to in terms of the type of delivery of the materials that are presented. It shouldn't
Very
just be this.
Yes, absolutely. And in fact, I would argue that in all kind of online learning, there should be multiple ways of accessing the information. Yeah. So you have
Hmm.
backup for students, and that speaks to in general uh, accessibility and universal design of learning. Yeah, very good. All right, last question. Again, this is just an just to play around with a live survey or the live poll here. OpenSim is a better way to teach online education. Ty has a interesting sense of humor here, I think. Yes, no, sometimes. So you see how easily you can actually change your response by just double clicking on the appropriate card, right? So I won't belabor this question. So this is really a nice, easy way. I didn't come up with it. I learned it from different people who have used it in the past. And basically, you're just thinking about using um, a slideshow, right, in conjunction with varying color coded objects to create this live eye clicker in a 3D virtual environment quite easily, isn't it? Yeah. So it really is up to your imagination and creativity in terms of what you have learned so far. You learn how to create, you have to create, objects. You can have different color, different textures. You have learned how to create a slideshow using a slideshow script, and you can put it on any kind of object. In this case, I use a huge cube. You could have used, some other more interesting object and create the same. Sarah, last year the group, who was it? Nancy created a similar one, right? Where instead of wearing it when you walk to the flag, it changes color. I don't remember now.
Yes. She had one where I think it moved, right? Didn't the flag move?
I think so. Yes. And so that was a very creative way of using the whole idea of a live survey, different colors to denote your responses and all. Okay.